Plaintiff Travis Mroski is suing for $588 for unpaid repairs to the defendant's jet ski. Defendant Dustin Griswold claims the plaintiff didn't actually do any repairs, so he doesn't owe him anything.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sure, I do.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. It's case 110 on the docket, Mroski versus Griswold.
Let me see here. We have the plaintiff, Mr. Mroski.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you are suing the defendant, Mr. Griswold, for $588 for unpaid repairs to his jet ski. Okay, why don't you tell me your side of the story?
Your Honor, to start with, I've been doing this 10 years, over 10 years. I have plenty of experience. The defendant brought the ski to me. He wrote a check. That's the check that he decided to stop payment on.
What is that you have there?
Right here is the CDI unit I replaced. This is the evidence. This is what came out of there.
Oh, that was in his jet ski.
Yes, sir.
You took it out. So obviously there's a new one in there.
Where was that whenever I asked him for parts, I asked him for a breakdown, he couldn't give me anything.
Here's also the carburetor parts, and you can clearly see.
Let me see.
Where was that whenever I asked for it? Where did you get these?
Did he ask for these parts and you didn't give them to him?
I do not recall, Your
We're
Honor.
under oath.
That's the original one that was replaced. That's the old one. Those carburetor parts in there are the old carburetor parts.
This is the old carburetor parts.
Yeah, you can clearly look at that diaphragm.
What I don't know is that they came out of his jet ski.
Well, they did.
This gentleman over here is a scam artist. He's taking money from people. I took my jet ski to his shop and I left it there for repair. A few days later, I got a call from him and he told me he needed to replace a control unit to get it running.
Okay.
So I agreed to that. He called me back a few days later and said it also needed a carburetor kit. So I agreed to it. I really want to get my jet ski going. It's hot in Texas.
It wasn't working at all?
It wasn't working at all. So
was it a new one or?
No, it's a 1995 Kawasaki. I've had it for a few years and it's been sitting.
It's 24 years old.
It's 24 years old, Your Honor.
Oh, there it is. And when you turned it on, nothing happened?
Right. Nothing would work on it, and I wanted to take it to a reputable shop. I looked up online, found a place with great reviews, and I took it over there, and that's where I met him. When I went to pick it up, he didn't give me an invoice. He didn't give me a repair order. He didn't give me an itemized breakdown of what was replaced. Basically couldn't prove that anything was done. But when we walked outside, he showed me that it would start. So
apparently he'd done something.
Yeah, exactly. So he did do something. But we went in further and he started showing me what he did. He said he had replaced the spark plugs. And, Your Honor, he did not replace the spark plugs. And that was my first red flag. Those spark plugs are original. You can see on the edge of them, they're marred up.
Did you replace the spark plugs?
I do not recall, Your Honor.
After that, I wrote him a check. It did start, so I wanted to pay him for what he had done. He told me he replaced an electronic control unit, and that electronic control unit, he said, was $250. I have evidence here that that was never touched. This is most definitely a 24-year-old control unit. Though if you can see on there, the bolts that hold the control unit in are extremely corroded and rusted, and it's never been out.
Looking at these bolts here, they do look corroded. They don't look like they have been changed. But what if he just took it out and fixed it?
That would have been fine, but that's not what he told me. He said he replaced it.
Why do you think his jet ski doesn't work anymore?
It left running. I have not heard anything.
Well, he said it was on for a few seconds, 5, 10 seconds.
Well, I started it, because if you let them run too long, you'll burn up stuff inside.
So you started, and then you took it home, and when you turned it on, it first started. Is it possible you left it on too long?
No, I also know that. I'm a mechanic. I've been a mechanic. I worked for Porsche for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm ASE certified. I don't really know if you're certified with anything, but I don't believe
Yes, Your Honor, I'm certified with this. Everything was okayed by him. So nothing was done without his okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
I don't believe he's a scam artist, like he just hangs around a shop and doesn't do things. I mean,
I could give you professional references.
But I'm not even going there. I'm assuming there are two good people here. You wanted your jet ski fixed. You, in good faith, gave him $588 to fix it. There was certainly miscommunication because he believes, and he's apparently right with the spark plugs, that they weren't replaced. What it says to him, as any person would say, you go get something fixed and suddenly it comes home and now all of a sudden it's not fixed again, and then you notice something that wasn't exactly as had been said, so all of a sudden he becomes suspicious. He doesn't know any other way to deal with it, so he stops payment right away. The decision I have to make right now is what amount of money should be paid. I believe you did some work. I don't think you just took it and then went and had a cigarette someplace and didn't do any work. So I believe that.
No, I also put 5 gallons of gas in, drained the old stuff.
Okay, I believe you did
stuff.
something, but I can only go on what is provable evidence up here. I have to make a judgment. When you go to any place to buy something, you pay for the service, the labor costs, and you also pay for the result, for the performance. So you are entitled to be paid something for the labor that you put in. But he comes to you with the expectation that for that amount of money, you're going to be able to fix it. So you're entitled to be paid for what work you did, and say judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. Hey YouTube, check out my new show, Judge Jerry. Now for sneak preview and behind the scenes footage, subscribe to my channel now.